now plunge into Hooked on Sonics with Bruce and Tone Capone.
And we're live.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a very special episode of Hooked on Sonics. I am one of your two hosts, Bruce, and as always, everyone's brother from another mother, the Toe Capone. This week, we are honored to have back on the show to introduce us all to a new era in her career, her villain era, which is the name of her upcoming album, available May 8th. Everyone, please welcome back to the show to tell us all about it, the Gothy Tonk Queen herself, India Ramey.
Thanks for
India,
having me back, guys.
absolutely. Thanks for being back. So it's been about a year since you were last on.
Mhm.
Talk about Baptized by the Blaze. Wow, you've had a very busy year.
Yeah, just today I was sort of reviewing uh the past year, and it really has been a whirlwind. I'm not sure what happened.
I mean, you obviously you've got the new record coming out, which spoiler alert, it's freaking fantastic.
Thank you.
You got a new record company.
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
I've got a new record label. I'm signed with Copaco Blue Lawn. Copaco Records is an imprint label on Blue Lawn, and it's run by Eric Korn. And I'm absolutely just the luckiest girl in the world to be able to work with all these fantastic people. They have been so supportive and so empowering. It's been the opposite of what you hear about working with a record label.
no, absolutely. I mean, there's millions of miles of horror stories working with record companies. I can definitely tell there's a big push on this album. So that's that's got to be great to see that they're really behind you on this.
They are. They've been behind me from day one, and they've been so respectful to me, and give me a lot of input on the whole process and the rollout. And we just found out today that we've hit the top 40, and it looks like this is not official, but it looks like I'm going to be number 2 on the alt country charts too. So I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah. Yeah, and this has been a plan at least a year in the making. I think last time
Yeah.
we talked, you were starting the songs. I know you had some songs already written.
Mhm.
When did you actually start going into the studio?
We went in the studio in July. It was like mid-July.
Okay.
So I signed the contract with Coca-Cola Blue Align in May, I think April or May. And then we were in the studio by July, and then you know, we were putting out new music by October.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Jeez.
Man, I'll tell you what, I've gotten to listen to the album and I showed my wife a little bit and she was just like, man, she's really good. Like you consistently, you're just great,
Thank you.
consistently just great. Uh we were
That's
me
the
and
name
Bruce
of
were
the next album. Consistently great.
Yes.
no, Bruce and I were discussing our favorite tracks on the album, and I said, that opener is fire, man. It is in the right place on the album because he and I often talk about song placement on albums, and I was just like, no, 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 this is it. That's a great opener, and that closer is just as good too. That thing is
Y'all are making my husband's head swell so big it's not even going to fit in this car because he sequences all of my albums.
really.
Yes.
You
Yes,
know
he
what?
does.
Hey, every song is practically a banger in my opinion. If I had to give an off the cuff rating right off the cuff, I would probably go somewhere right around a 9 or 9.25.
Oh,
Wow.
it's 10. It's a 10. What are you talking about?
There's
Again, remember, he's not the country guy.
there's one track that kind of just it doesn't seem as stellar as the others, but I get that it could be. You see what I'm saying?
He's got to leave room for improvement, you know.
That's right.
Because you know what? I think she can pinnacle even better.
Yes,
That's,
yeah.
You
I'm,
know,
I'm always I'm always in competition myself.
she's on a
yeah.
trajectory, dude. She's on a trajectory, and right
Yeah.
now, like we're getting ready to see her out on big tours.
Oh gosh, I hope so.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, there's great buzz with this album. There's a great push from the record label. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fantastic album. You've got everything going that way. So
Thank you.
I do.
Let's get into the album cover, dude. Let's like because you and I talked about that as well, man.
Mhm.
That album cover is timeless. I don't want to say that it's there's this the shot that was taken, the lighting and everything that was done was amazing on the shot, but everything on the outside of the shot reminds you of you've walked into an old record store and you found something on the shelf that's kind of been sitting there, and it's just, I wonder what this is. It looks like a timeless classic.
That's what we were going for, and the great there's a great story behind that photo too. I was at the end of one of my hardest tour runs, and we were playing Duke's in Indianapolis, and a local photographer, her handle on Instagram is Eye of Doll. Came up to me and said, "Hey, before you go on stage, could I take some pictures of you?" And I said, "Sure." And we went down in the basement where the green room is, and where like all the kegs and stuff like that are. And she turned off all the lights, and she had this one reading light and like a 90s digital camera, and took some of the most beautiful photos that have ever been taken of me, and just sent them to me. Just, here you go for free. And I was like, girl,
You don't even
this is the
know.
album cover, so I'm gonna give you some money.
That's
Very,
awesome.
very cool. I mean, to Tony's point, it's definitely, I know that you wanted to have this old school feel to the album,
Yeah.
and that covers absolutely something you'd see from like an old Tammy Wynette album, or Loretta, or hell, it even kind of reminds me a little bit font wise of a couple of Waylon albums.
Oh yeah,
So
awesome. Yeah, that's what we were going for.
yeah.
And I'm fortunate enough to be buddies with DJ Moonshine, that puts on the Honky Tonkin' in Queens, and he is a graphic designer, so he did all of the art direction for the album for me.
Yeah.
Nice. Great job.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah. So you decided to go out to California to record this album.
I
Why?
did. Well, because Eric Horn,
Hmm.
who is, Copaco Records and 40 Below Records, he is also the producer of this
Hmm.
album, and he is in Los Angeles. And it was just, no one, it was easier logistically for me to just go out there and let Eric put the players together, and what a group of players he did put together. And it seemed it seemed serendipitous, because all of the songs that I had written for the album were very Western. Like there were just there was such a I maybe it's because I had been to Pioneer Town and the high desert like a year before for vacation. I was in California in my mind, and in the West in my mind, when I wrote a lot of these songs. So it just fit. It was a good fit.
Mm. Yeah, so let's talk about some of those players on here. I mean, obviously the big name, for most of us is Ted Russell Camp,
Yeah.
who, longtime bass player with Shooter Jennings, has his own phenomenal solo career. Lot of great albums from him. What Tell us, more about some of these guys.
Eugene Edwards.
Mhm.
also is fantastic. He plays guitar for Dwight Yoakam and has
Okay.
been his guitar player for many years. So he did some guitar on it, and Chris Masterson, who used to play for Steve Earle, he played a lot of the guitars on it. And Boo Bernstein is a California pedal steel player. He's amazing. He's played on some really cool albums. A lot of Mexican artists. He's
Hmm.
he's done a lot of playing for them. And he's kind of known in the California country scene. Um, who my friend? Oh, Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown played drums. I had the honor of playing with Kevin when I went out there to do some gigs, and he plays with the Doohickeys. And I sort of like borrowed the Doohickeys rhythm section because because I'm friends with Haley and Jack, and Haley sang harmonies. She did backup vocals on the album, so I just had an extremely talented cast of musicians that played on it. And I told somebody this the other day. You would think that there would be like a I don't know. You would think that people that play on this level and that perform on this level would have like some kind of an ego, but none of them. They didn't. Like there was zero ego. It was just all creativity, all collaboration, and support. I felt lifted up by every single musician that played on this album.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely, there, the album really feels like you had a lot of fun making it.
We
Like
did.
there, so Baptized by the Blaze, obviously phenomenal record,
Thank you.
but in this one, there's a different feel beyond like that, the more of a Western type feel. It's just more of like positive energy in this.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
what do you most attribute that to?
I think, I attribute it to healing.
Mhm.
I mean, Baptized by the Blaze was um, about the struggle, and this is an album that is me on the other side of the struggle. And I'm in a place now, just, in my life where I feel lighter, like, and I have a really good sense of humor. I always say that humor is my favorite trauma response.
Yeah.
And um and I felt like I had the courage to not take myself so seriously this time and have some fun and let people know that I'm funny.
Ye- Definitely that. I mean, there is some really powerful songs on here, but there's a lot of humor on this album. And I think that really needs to be highlighted, like Cult Money, for instance.
Yeah.
Uh so fun. Talk about Cult Money. How did you come up with that song?
So I am friends with a guy named Chris Lowe, and he has a band called Volk, and they started out as cowpunk, like
Mhm.
seriously intense cowpunk. And they're not doing as much of that anymore, but we're buddies. And I was at a Volk gig, and he and his band partner um, they were both wearing white, and I was like, you guys look so cool in your white outfits. And he was like, yeah, like we felt like we were cool, and then when we got here we kind of felt like we were in a cult. And and he goes, but you know what? I wouldn't turn down that cult money. And I said, well, people will pay a whole lot of money to stay out of hell.
My favorite line. I love that.
And we were like, that. I think that that's a song. So I was after them to let me write that song for Volk. And it was one of those songs that just kept demanding to be written. And I couldn't get, they were on the road a lot, and I couldn't nail them down to like write with them. So I just went ahead and wrote the damn thing. and and then they went in a different direction musically. So I was like, well, I like it, so I'm gonna put it on my album.
What did knowing when you started writing it in your head, at least for Volk, what kind of changes did you make, or if any, to make it more for you?
I actually didn't.
Okay.
I just wrote it the way it was playing out in my head, and then I sat on it, like thinking, well, maybe Volk will pick it up, or um maybe I'll decide to do something with it. I don't know. So I just had it, and I had it in the group. I had about 20 songs that I sent to Eric, and he picked it to go on the record.
That's awesome. Now, if I might be misremembering this, but I could have sworn you made a video for Pulp Money.
I made a little like 30-second clip,
Okay. Okay.
um, because we didn't really release it as a single. We were giving it out as like a free digital download as an
That's right.
incentive to get some folks to get on the mailing list, because mailing lists are so important, for records, like to let everybody know when the pre-sale is and stuff like that. So it was sort of like a soft launch to the
Hmm.
album rollout, and so I just put like a green screen behind me and had like some UFO shit going on in the background.
I remembered seeing that. It's like, oh, that is killer because it's so goofy. I mean, it's just fun.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a song that I feel like it's a very tightly well written song, if I say so myself, that is just funny. Like it's just funny. It's just having fun with the subject matter.
Trafficking dogs, those fancy ones that yip instead of bark.
And I got that trafficking dogs thing from when I was an attorney, when I was a prosecutor. Um, a colleague of mine was trying, I can't remember, I think it was an assault case or a drug case or something. And one of the witnesses, um, for the other side, for the defense, was, I don't know how Scott found this out, but he found out that this guy he was like the main character witness. He stole dogs. He would steal dogs and sell them. And he was like, "So you're a dog trafficker," like to poke at his credibility. And
Yeah.
that just kind of like stuck in my head, and I just threw it in the song.
That's hilarious.
Oh, God, I can't wait for everyone to hear that. I mean, it's just so funny.
So glad
That's
you
Oh,
like it.
that's May 8th on the release date, ain't it?
yes, May
Yes,
8th
May
on the
8th.
May 8th.
Yes, and the album release show is the night before on May 7th, and we're doing an after party show at Nashville Palace on May 8th.
yeah,
Now, have you had a chance to perform any of these songs live?
Yes. The minute that we hit the road, I think it was in October, we were in Texas and San Antonio, like we were all over Texas, and I think we did North Carolina, and we started, adding, two or three per tour run so that we could go ahead and get used to playing them and start road testing them, and get them in the hearts and minds and ears of people out there.
yeah.
Now, are there any that are being more received well, per se?
Um, Scattered and Smothered is like it's a big hit, and 6 Feet Under, man, like people have been just going crazy for that one. Um, but Villanera has been doing real well too. We haven't done We Ride at Dawn yet, so I'm
They're
anxious
going
to
to
see
lose
how
their
that goes
shit.
over.
They're going to lose their shit. I
I
want
hope
you to
so.
understand something. They're going to lose their shit.
I'm ready. I'm ready for them to lose their shit.
6 Feet Under was the first single off this album. Am I correct? And that was
It
in
was.
October. Yep,
Yeah, we put it out in October because I mean it would just seem right to do it around Halloween time.
absolutely. What went into writing that song? Because it's a beautiful song.
Um, you know, a lot of my songs have stories, but that
Mhm.
one just it was inspired by my favorite. scene in a movie, I think in a movie ever, and it's in Kill Bill 2 when Beatrix Kiddo digs herself out of that grave.
Yeah.
And I just, it kind of like that imagery stuck in my head. And then like I wanted to write a song about like being buried alive or something like that. And then as I was writing the song, it just sort of took this sort of like vengeance beyond the grave turn, and I just kind of went with it.
No, it's fantastic. If you had to pick a director to like, okay, this album is a soundtrack. Who are you giving it to? What director?
Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, I mean, I told Eric. Eric and I met over the phone for the first time, and he said, "What do you have in mind for this next album?" And I said, "I want this next album to sound like Loretta Lynn and Johnny Cash came back from the dead to score a Quentin Tarantino movie."
Mission accomplished.
No, thank you.
So I was telling Bruce earlier, I said when it comes to when we ride at dawn, I said, Bruce, this would have been a perfect movie for the classic, one of my all-time favorite Western films, The Quick and the Dead.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
yeah.
I
And it
like
just,
I watched.
I was just like, man, this could have very well fit on that soundtrack.
Thank you. That's a huge compliment because I love westerns, and I watch TV westerns almost every day. I'm a big Gunsmoke fan, and I'm real into the Rifleman, and so
Hey,
and
Rifleman.
and I love Marty Robbins too. Like I love Marty Robbins, so a lot of that is just part of like my day to day. So it sort of informed the writing and the sound to that song.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you had to pick, who's on your Mount Rushmore of country artists?
I would have to say, I mean, I know everybody probably says this, but Loretta Lynn.
Yeah.
What a writer, you know?
Yes.
And one of my favorite things about Loretta Lynn, and one of the things that, you know, it helps me when I'm writing my songs is Loretta Lynn rarely wrote about anything light. Her subject matter was always heartbreaking and tragic, but she had this knack for making it a toe tapper and a barn burner.
Yeah.
And I think that she is singular in that.
No, absolutely. One of my favorite songs by her is it's one of her later ones. Miss Being Mrs. Tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, heartbreak. Now,
Yeah.
funny story. I'm actually related to Loretta Lynn. She's a cousin, and I had
Oh my
no
God.
idea. Yeah. So I took me and my wife. We took her mom and her cousins up to up to Kentucky there to where Loretta was. So at the bottom of Butcher Holler, there's the coal mine museum. So we were walking through, and they have this whole like two rooms dedicated to Loretta Lynn. And I'm looking, and all these last names Webb, and that's my mom's maiden name. So
Oh
I'm
wow.
like, hey mom, are we related to Loretta? And she's like, well, yeah. Like I'm like,
Oh yeah.
somebody could have let me know this. She's like, yeah, she's our cousin from blah 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 blah. I'm like, no shit, So
Moms are, right? Like moms will just drop stuff like 30 years down the road. They'll be like, well, you know, your cousin so and so murdered her husband. And you're like, what?
yeah, uh, hand to God, I don't know which is worse. So she dropped that on me, and then out of the blue, 30 years later, she said, you were accepted to Northwestern. I'm like,
What?
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 I had no idea. She's like,
Oh my
yeah, you had
God.
the letter. I'm like,
Oh my God. That's not cool. That is seriously not cool.
I love my mom.
Congratulations, though, on being accepted to Northwestern.
That I never went. That's all right. But I was like, are you kidding me? She's like, no, yeah. So
Yeah,
moms are great.
moms.
Speaking of family, there was a song that you released during Christmas.
Yeah,
Cocktail for Christmas.
yeah, cocktail for Christmas.
Was there any discussion about putting that on the album?
Um, no, well, because it had already been out. Like I put out cocktail for Christmas. Um, was that it was like pre or very close to post pandemic. So
Was it really?
yeah, it's been out for a while. But I have a new Christmas song that I recorded. I went back out to LA and recorded it with the Blue Align folks in December, and it's called Ricky Lit Up Christmas. And I don't know. I guess we're going to probably put it out this Christmas. I don't know. I need to check up on that and see when it's going to come out.
That's great.
Um, how fun was that video to make for Cocktail for Christmas?
Oh God, it was so fun. I did all the set design and I made all the food and I invited just my friends over and put some wigs on them. I had to wrap the TV up like a birthday present or a Christmas present so it wouldn't look like a modern TV.
Oh, I love that. Um, what what are some are what are like one or two of your favorite songs on this album?
We Ride at Dawn,
Mhm.
definitely, and Crying in My Lingerie is I think it's the sleeper hit of the album. I love that song.
Yeah,
I wouldn't disagree with you there. I wouldn't disagree with you there. It's a great track too. The
Thank
whole
you.
album's great. The whole album's great, to be honest.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. That one you can definitely that would definitely be a hit for like Tammy or Loretta
Hmm.
for sure.
Yeah. And I'd like to say that it's not a true story, but I'd be lying.
Hmm.
Ex-husband, ex-husband.
My husband's
Uh,
going ex-husband. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for the clarification, Sean.
Yes, he's been. I think he's going to get a T-shirt made that says "It's not about me."
Yes.
that's funny.
Yeah, he just puts it on anytime you play it live. Like, nope.
Yes,
Or
Not
I
me.
wasn't with her at the time.
yes, yes.
You um tell me a little bit about Dead to Me. To me, that is probably my favorite song on the album,
Thank you.
but it's like 1A and 1B. I mean, it's all killer, but Dead to Me, it if there's any plans on putting out another single, man, I would love to hear that as a single.
You know, to me, some favorites on the album too, and I wrote it because I'm one of these people that I'll put up with a lot for a long time, and but then once you cross that line with me, it's over. Like you're that whoever has crossed the line does not exist anymore. And so, Sean teases me about not being the most forgiving person in the world, and so and I often say, like, somebody will be like, "Oh, what's so and so doing now?" And I'm like, I don't know, they're dead to me. So I wrote that song, and I had a lot of fun with it, and I was a week away from going in the studio, and I was working up the songs, and I took a break, literally, like put my guitar down and took a break and went on TikTok, and there was Caitlin Butts doing a song that was dead, like it's a you don't got to be dead to be dead to me, and I
Mm.
was like, damn it. And it's really good.
Hmm.
And it's a huge, like it was viral on TikTok, and she's like famous and all that. And so I called my manager and I was like, I think that I'm going to have to not put this song on the album. And she was like, yours is different and you love it. You should put it on. And Eric said the same thing. So, Caitlin Butts and I both have a song, about being people being dead to us.
What I really love about it, it was like if Big River and Mean Eyed Cat had a baby.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I wanted it to be real rockabilly, like real Wanda Jackson and Johnny Cash, and just kind of just hit, you know.
Yeah, it definitely had like that old time Sun Records feel to it.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Thank you.
love it.
Thank you. I'm so glad that you love it, and I hope that, you know, I I'm glad that I put it on the album. I hope everybody likes it as much as you do.
Surely that'll be on the set list.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We've been doing that when it's a banger.
Okay.
Tour dates. Are we looking at any tour dates
Yeah.
coming up anytime soon? Where are we going to be?
Yeah, well, I'm going to be in Texas the 14th through the 17th, and then I'll be in North Carolina in mid-June, and I've got all the tour dates posted on my Instagram page
Okay.
on India Ramey Music.
Yeah, you're hitting up a lot of
And we're going,
spots
I
in
mean,
Nashville too, right?
yes, we're doing a mini tour in Nashville, a honky tonk tour of Nashville. So I'll be on WMOT Finally Friday on May 1st. May 5th, I'll be at Honky Tonk Tuesday at Eastside Bowl. Um, May 6th, I'm doing just a 2-song pop in with the Cowpokes at Robert's Western World. And May 7th is my album release party at the Five Spot. And May 8th is the album release after party at the Front Room Nashville Palace.
Awesome.
Busy.
Yeah, yeah. I've had like downtime makes me uncomfortable. So I'm ready to be busy.
Man, I really hope that you're able to get to Knoxville here soon.
Me too. I'd really like to. And I think we probably will route through Knoxville the next time we do a North Carolina loop
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Um, because I know you played on like on the Big Plate Special, you played at Barley's, um,
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
places.
I love doing the blue plate, and I'm not sure, you know, I have somebody that books for me, so I'm not sure why Knoxville didn't fall in. Sometimes it happens where you're putting a tour route together and there's a stop that you want to make, but they're already booked on the date that you need to be
Yeah,
there, and there's no way to get around us, so you just have to say, we'll catch you next time.
yeah. Where are some of your favorite places to play?
I love playing the White Horse in Austin, and I love playing Devil's Backbone Tavern in Fisher, Texas. Um, and we played a wild place in San Antonio. What was the name of that place? High Tones. High Tones in San Antonio. I love playing that place. It's not a country bar. It's a punk goth bar, and it was one of those tour routes where, you know, we were trying to get in the Lonesome Rose because that, you know, that's a more natural fit for me. But they were booked already, and so I hit up High Tones, and they were like, are you sure? And I was like, I promise it will work. I promise. And it totally did. And we had a great night, and it was punk rock as fuck.
That's sweet.
You know, there is something there's a reason why cowpunk works
Hmm.
because, you know, a lot of the same vein, like I love old school punk music and I
Me
love old
too.
school country. And, you know, it all kind of ties into like that 50s stuff, the rockabilly stuff. It all ties in together and it's the same
Yeah.
freaking vibe. So
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah. It's all in the delivery.
Yes. I think you also
Yeah.
forgot to mention Hernando's Hideaway. You
Oh
just
my
played
God.
there. Oh,
Uh, Hernandez, I seriously, I have a bar crush on on Hernandez, and Celine Lee and Dale Watson are doing a tremendous job with that venue. I I want everybody to make Hernando's Hideaway their like a vacation destination, a must see, because it is a time capsule of music history. Elvis played there before he was a big deal. They have the original banner from the Louisiana Hayride there, and
Wow.
like Jerry Lee Lewis played there, Johnny Cash and June Carter, like and Celine has curated all of these artifacts. So when you go to a show there, number one, you feel like you're in the 60s because
Yeah.
they haven't changed anything. And two, you you're there to see a show, but get there early because there's history on every inch of every wall in that place. Because I mean, Celine has done such a loving, respectful job of preserving it. I love it.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. I know a few years back, they had it up for sale for a second because it was tough running.
Yeah, yeah,
And then, like you said, Celine and Dale have done a fantastic job um, at that. So,
they have.
I'm right with you. Um, go out and that should be a destination anytime you're
Yes,
in Memphis. So,
yes.
what was that like playing with Sleep at the Wheel and Dale?
Oh, with Ray
Yeah.
and Dale, yeah, that was incredible, and it happened like last minute. Like I think it was I think it was like a Sunday or something, and I got a text that was like, "Hey, we think it'd be a really great idea for you to come open for Dale." And I was like, well, I happen to not be doing anything. Let me see if I can put a band together. And I got some guys to ride down there and play with me. It was fun, and it was packed. It was a sold out show.
Yeah. That's awesome. Now, do you have like a steady band?
I do mostly. So I have two guitarists that I swap out when one of them can't do it.
Mhm.
So John Miner is my main dude because he's been with me since the snake handler days, and Carson Metters subs in for John whenever John's out of the country or something like that. And say we've got a few bass players on rotation, but Marcus Davis is my main drummer, and Matt Doctor is we switch those out, when one can't make it. Matt Doctor was my main dude, but he went and had him and his wife went and had a baby, and he couldn't gallivant all over the country with me. So Marcus stepped in, and so they kind of swapped. But I have a really good group of guys, and they are super fun and super supportive.
Did Sean play any instruments? Did you ever try to get him in the band?
Sean played guitar for a little. We both took guitar lessons years ago, like 14, 15 years ago. But he's still a lawyer, so he's so busy.
Yeah,
He barely has time to eat supper.
they're too damn good here too.
And he said they're too damn good here too.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Maybe cowbell one day.
maybe cowbell.
Look like Will Ferrell, the shirt up and
Yes,
everything. Let's go.
yes.
What do you got, Tony?
Not much, man. I'm still in awe of
You just hanging out?
the whole experience, man. It's just as always a great time. Just a little bit of background for everybody that don't know. Bruce and I were down in Newport, Kentucky. I want to say a little over a year ago, and we went to go see Dick Manitoba of the Dictators do a Dictator set. And we were at this big venue, looked like a big church, and on one side there was a small bar area, and then on the other side there was a bigger bar area with a bigger stage set up. You had to go into the restroom on the smaller bar side in order to hit the restroom, and we just happened to run across India playing there that night. Grabbed a poster from the wall, and Bruce and I reviewed her album "Baptized by the Blaze," and we've been fans ever since. And we're very proud of where she's come from and where she's going, and she's on a hell of a trajectory. I'm telling you, you got to play "We Ride at Dawn" live. I'm telling
Oh,
you,
we
dude.
will.
I'm telling you, like they're gonna lose their shit. Like
We will be doing it at the album release. It'll be the first song in the set.
Nice.
So is that do you think that's going to be your kind of standard opener this tour?
It might be. Well, Villain era has been up to now, but yeah, we might start out with We Ride at Dawn.
Yeah,
It's a
Okay.
good
both
opener.
yeah, both of them are great openers. It's like you can't go wrong with either one of them for sure.
Yeah.
They're both great intro songs. Um, I do want to touch a little bit on some of your older stuff, because again, you haven't wrote a bad song yet.
Oh, I have, I assure you.
Okay, I you haven't released a bad song yet. Let's um I really I really associated with the song The Baby in a lot of different
Oh,
ways.
wow.
So I am the youngest of nine kids. All my brothers and sisters were 10 years and above older than me. Uh, my dad, when he wasn't drinking, phenomenal guy. When he was, it was not pretty.
Yeah.
So, like a lot of the stuff that you talk about in that song really resonated with me. One of the things I kind of wanted to ask you was that the right at the beginning when um you say you had your mother's smile and your daddy's eyes.
Yes.
Did that like whenever for me, whenever I would look, because I kind of the same thing. I've kind of had a lot of some of my of my dad's features. Like I would look in the mirror and it would bother me. Like I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
Like the bad version of him, I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
And that was like a huge motivator for me. Did you ever feel like that? Like when you look in the
Oh, yeah.
mirror and
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, and when I say I have my father's eyes, like I am the only one of me and my sisters that have his black eyes.
Mhm.
And his black eyes were the scariest thing about him. Um, and yeah, like for years it did bother me. Um, there are a lot of things, a lot of features on my face that remind me of him. And my sister Claudette struggles with that because she looks the most like him.
Mm,
And it's something that you just kind of live with. And I mean that's why I wrote Devil's Blood too, because
yes.
Devil's Blood is about you know navigating life, knowing that. I mean, my father was a monster. He was never good, sober or not. And it's wild to walk around knowing that his DNA is is all up in me. And I the way I cope with it is I just try to remind myself how extremely different I
Mm,
am from him. What a completely different person I am
yeah.
from him.
Yeah, and you're right. Devil's Blood and The Baby are really like sister songs. They're,
Yes,
I think they're right next to each other in the sequencing on the album,
yes.
and they just fit perfectly. So
You're
good
giving
job,
him an
Sean.
ego again.
Proud of that sequence.
He's proud of that sequencing.
Do you ever play that, or do any of your songs, are they too painful to kind of revisit and you just don't want to deal with them?
Some, some of them are. I mean, we play Devil's Blood a lot um, because it's more tongue in cheek. Like I said, humor is my favorite trauma response. But I don't. I I don't know if I'll ever play Saying Goodbye again because I wrote that about when my father was dying and I went to visit him on his deathbed, and I had a very forgiving, open heart when I wrote that song. And I have since regretted having a forgiving, open heart. And
Really?
yes. And I realize now that my grief, led me to be as compassionate as I was to him. But he didn't deserve it. He did not deserve my compassion or my forgiveness. And so I'd like to have some takesies backsies.
Fair enough.
Never mind.
Can I ask you about two songs off of oh shoot, the Blood Crescent Moon?
Oh,
You
sure.
Too
I
Good
did
for
not
Me.
sequence that album. I'm not responsible for that one.
It's true.
Oh man, this
Oh
is
man, that
great.
was my favorite album too. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Sean. I'm just kidding. Um, talk about Too Good for Me and Eulogy for Joe, because those two are probably my favorite songs on that album.
Thank you. Eulogy for Joe is I I took a poem that my mother wrote when she was in her 20s, like before I was born. She wrote a poem about a real guy named Joe, and I think his name was Joe Bird, and he was somebody that she knew, in Lindell, Rome, Georgia, and I mean, she didn't know him personally, but everybody knew of this guy because he was like always around. He rode a bicycle, and he he was troubled. He was very troubled, and I think it was around the time that my father was becoming a police officer. Um, and Joe was always getting arrested, and his family, they were all drunks, and uh, Joe got arrested at, as part of a domestic disturbance or whatever, and he killed himself in the jail cell, and he hung himself from a and the what really struck my mother was he leaned into the belt.
Mm,
He didn't hang from it. He didn't jump off of anything. He leaned into it.
mm,
And it broke her heart to hear that this young man who just never had a chance in life because of the family that he was born into and the trauma that he was probably having all the time. He just never had a chance. And he was so sad to be here that he went to those lengths to leave.
yeah.
And it broke my mom is a very empathetic person. And so it broke her heart. And so she sat down and wrote this poem, Eulogy for Joe. And growing up, I would read it periodically. I would dig it out, because she had it somewhere in a folder or something, and I would dig it out and read it and remember that story. So I decided when I was doing that album to turn it into a song. And her handwritten poem is on the inside cover of the CD for Blood Crescent Moon.
Wow.
Nice.
You said that Joe was a young man, but like if you hear the song, he sounded like an old man, like he'd lived 1,000 lives,
Yeah,
and like you're
yeah.
kind of you're always pulling for him, like come on,
Yeah,
Joe.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was the thing. Like my mom felt like my mom's very maternal too, and she was like, if he had been mine, if he had been my child, I would have loved him, and I would have
Mhm.
let him know that he was loved and wanted. So it's a very sweet, haunting song.
Yeah. No, it's a beautiful song. What about Too Good for Me?
Too good for me. I wrote that about my first real relationship, my first real boyfriend. Um, like he's one of those people that just his standards are so high for everything. Like he's a perfectionist to the point that you're just like, man, I'm sorry, I'm a human, so I don't think I belong in this relationship with whatever you are. Yeah, so I was
It's a
like, I don't
beautiful
know,
song
like I'm
though.
just I like you're too good for me. I gotta go be bad.
I don't speak code.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny. One of the things that really struck me is on your first album, how it is so different than all the rest of them.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's very bluegrass.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it. It's very bluegrass. How did you like what do you remember about recording that album and like, what how do you come up with that sound? It was like that just what your sound was then?
Well, I was in a so when I was still a lawyer then, and I was in a bluegrass cover band called Scattered and Smothered, and it was a bunch of lawyers and accountants and a couple of hippies, and we would play, at the local bar on the weekends, and we would play a lot of Gillian Welch, and then we would also take songs like Comfortably Numb and make it bluegrass, and it's just for fun. But that's when I started writing. And so the first song that I wrote really ever was Redheaded Girl. And it was because I'd been playing so much bluegrass, and my granddaddy was a bluegrass musician, a gospel musician. And I had been up on Sand Mountain for court, and pulled over on the side of the road and wrote Redheaded Girl, and called my mom and sang it into her answering machine because we didn't have iPhones then. And I thought I'd forget, I didn't want to lose the melody, but that was the first song. So it sort of like informed the rest of the album. And I didn't know, I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I just wrote all these songs, and I figured at some point I wrote so many that I needed to record them, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I didn't know, like, I sure as hell didn't know that I would be in Nashville in the top 40 Americana. Like, I had no idea what I was doing on that album. I was just doing music.
I mean, you even got a little reggae in there.
I know. I know. And that's the thing, like, that album, Junkyard Angel, was before I didn't play guitar when I wrote those songs. So um our pedal steel player from the bluegrass cover band was the producer. And I just went over to William's house and would sing the songs to him. And then I just sort of gave him carte blanche to do what he wanted to do with the album, because I didn't have any confidence in myself to say this is what I want. I didn't think that I knew what like I didn't think anybody would listen to me or take me seriously. So I was like, William, here are these songs, let's record them. I mean, no idea what I was doing, but it's kind of all over the place.
I love the album. Um, the song One More Shot, that would absolutely fit on this new album. So there were hints
Yeah.
of current India
Yeah.
back then. So it's in your
Yeah.
blood.
And that's the other thing too, is that, like, it took me a long time to be as country as I wanted to be, because country music gets poo-pooed so much, and especially in Birmingham, where I was when I first started out, country music was not a thing there. Like, everything was like dude bands and skinny jeans, and everybody was, like, it was this very like alt pop thing. And if you weren't doing that, you were shit. And so I was always like kind of having to veer off to the left or to the right, and not really being what I wanted to be. And it's taken moving to Nashville, um and also, I don't know, like, just age and experience, and just being like, fuck you, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do country music, damn it.
Yeah. And just doing country music right. Because again, you talk about the
Yeah.
skinny jeans and all that shit. That's exactly what, corporate Nashville country music is. It's not real. It's
Yeah.
manufactured. It's awful.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're
It
doing it
is.
right.
It's really. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to keep it real. I've been saying a lot that, um, I'm kind of a punk rocker at heart, and I think that the most punk rock thing you can do in Nashville right now is do traditional country music.
Yep. You're 100% right. Um, one more song from the first album. What I'd Do for You.
Oh, wow. Um, okay, I wrote that song. That actually was the first song that I ever wrote. I wrote that song about a guy that I was briefly involved in my senior year of college, and he went to law school at a different law school, and I kind of lost touch with him, and he committed suicide first semester of
Mm,
law school,
Wow.
and it was one of the, it was our relationship was one of those where I wanted it to be more than it was, um, uh, and we had a very deep connection, deeper than what the relationship reflected. And so when he passed, especially when that in that way, it meleeed me. Like I was gutted
mm,
for a good bit, and so I wrote that song for Holland.
yeah. It's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bruce, you had her digging tonight, man. God bless.
Well, I did that
Yeah,
last time.
going into the archives.
I think last time she was on, when I brought up Hole in the World, you're like, damn, dude, that's
It's some deep shit.
what can I say? I'm a fan. I don't know what to tell you.
Thank you.
What on your set list, what's your blend? Like, do you do some of the older stuff, like from the first two albums, or is it primarily Snake Handler on?
It depends on the set because, like if we have a long one, like some of these sets, like when I go play Dell's Backbone, it's like a 3 hour set. So I have to, I have to get broad. So yeah, like we do one more shot a lot. We do
Mm,
Easy Come Easy Go from Blood Crescent Moon, and um, but I don't really do like Junkyard Angel or anything like that from the
no,
first one.
okay. Well, maybe, just maybe.
Well, sometimes we take requests beforehand because I have to teach
Yes.
the band that old stuff. They can't just do it on the fly.
M-
That's funny.
Real quick, talk about the making of the video for Scattered and Smothered. Was so fun.
Oh,
Again, great video.
so so me and Sally J and Scott Sachs from Little Hollywood Creative all met at the Waffle House over in Donaldson, and we walked in, and I'm such a Girl Scout. Like I just asked for permission. Like I don't want to get in trouble. So I said, "Hey, is it okay if we shoot a little bit of video in here?" And the guy was like, "Absolutely not." We were like, "What?" And he was like, "They don't want people shooting video in the Waffle House because of all the girl fights, on the internet or whatever." And we were like, "Are you serious? Like, we're not going to have a girl fight. Like, we just want to, it's for a song." And he was like, "No." And so
No.
we were like, "Okay, well, can we eat?" And so we ordered food, and Scott and Sally got out their iPhones and just put them on the table. And I listened to just a snippet of the song and got the time signature. I got the rhythm, and I just kept it with my foot and my hand on my knee and just sang the lyrics. And then Sally and I went to the bathroom and we shot some in there the same way. And just, I sat there and ate and just sang. And then they put the music to it later.
Now, was that a recollection of India in the old days when you used to drink?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
It
the
was a,
details in it was fantastic. Looking like Alice Cooper and what's new, Pussycat. I mean, like, where does that come up with? It had to have happened.
well, and the What's New Pussycat is kind of an Easter egg because it's from a stand-up comedy bit from, what's that guy's name?
John Mulvaney.
John Mulvaney. John Mulvaney does a stand-up comedy bit about him and his friend when they were 15. They went into the Waffle House and they played What's New Pussycat by Tom Jones like over and over and over and over again. And they would watch the people lose their minds and just laugh and laugh. And it's a great bit. And so I was sitting there writing a song about the Waffle House, and I needed something to rhyme, and Pussycat came in there.
Yeah, it's called the Salt and Pepper Diner.
Oh yeah, it's called the Salt and Pepper Diner bit by
Okay.
John Mulaney or John Mulvaney. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, again, everyone, go pre-order Villanera.
Yeah.
I believe, if I remember right, if you pre-order, you get the digital download immediately. Is that
Yes, you
correct?
do. That is correct. That is correct. Mm-hmm.
Look at me paying attention.
Thank you.
It's on what color vinyl is that? Remind
It's
me.
called Coke Bottle Green.
Coke Bottle Green. And is it only in the Coke Bottle Green, or is it standard?
It's
Okay.
only in the Coke Bottle Green.
Okay.
Nice.
Do you have any bonus tracks behind? No.
No, there are no bonus tracks, but there'll be a post-release single at some point.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good
Well,
deal.
we're looking forward to it. I'm going to pre-order mine on Friday.
Thank you.
I encourage everyone to do it, and next time I see you, hopefully I get a little signature on there, and
Of course.
all that.
Yes.
Maybe Sean can sign it too, since he sequenced
Yes.
it. What do you think?
Yes, since he's the sequence master.
Right on there, sequence master Sean Ramey.
That's awesome. Hey, look, sequencing's important. I don't care what anybody
It
says,
is.
man. Placement of a song on an album, when we rate it, can really land it in some hot water. Like if the album's got a good flow going and all of a sudden they throw a turd in the punch bowl, man, there's not much more you could do.
I will
Yes.
literally find albums that are not sequenced right and re-sequence them the way they should be sequenced on Spotify.
Yeah.
Drives
Yeah,
me crazy.
Bruce and I talk about this all the time. It's like placement of where a song is on an album can really affect its overall rating. When we sit there and we analyze each song on an album, it gets a thorough investigation. And I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
one misplace can mess up the whole groove of the album.
Sure.
All
Yeah, he
right.
goes through several drafts.
Yeah, and you got to listen to it like, okay, where does this fit? I get it. It's a passion. Again, India, thank you for joining us. Available May 8th, everyone. Pre-order now, would you? Villanera, do it now.
And that's
Follow
going to
her.
be out May 8th. Remember, if you
Mhm.
pre-order it, you get it digital download right away. I mean,
Mhm.
there's a lot of good stuff going on here. And
Yes.
I can tell you personally, Bruce can tell you personally, this is a banger of an album. I mean, it's like I said earlier, off the cuff, it gets a 9.25 from me.
See, he bumped
Thank
it up
you.
from the beginning of the interview. We
No,
talked
I
about
said
it.
9.25, clown. Try again. Andy, it's good seeing you, man. Thanks, Sean, for sitting in and hanging out with us this
Yeah.
evening. Sorry to hold you guys up.
Oh, no worries.
So
Thank
awesome.
you. We enjoyed it. Thank you.
One more thing, it's India. You have to give us an album that either means something to you or something that you've been listening to lately. Last time you gave us your friend Rayvon Pettis's album "Dying Light," which is
Yep.
killer. What?
Right?
And you also turned us on to Silverado too.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. You
Good
turned.
for me.
You know your shit.
Sophie Galt has a new album, and I think it's called, I'm so bad at album names, so I think it's called Unhinged.
Okay.
And I don't want anybody to sleep on Sophie Galt. I think that she's the next Lucinda Williams.
Wow.
And I'm not joking about that. I think that she's really incredible, and she's a nice person to boot. So don't sleep on Sophie Galt. KP Hawthorne has a new album out too that's amazing. And she's also a nice person. So yeah, check out Sophie Galt and KP Hawthorne. I love
Okay.
them.
Okay, we'll do. So next week we are going to have Sophie Galt, as far as we know, unhinged, for next
Yeah.
week's episode. So everyone tune in, see what we think about
Well,
that.
hold on. Do we have
What?
do we have somebody guesting next episode,
Nope.
or is that the week after?
That is the week after. We got Mark
Okay.
Mendoza from Twisted Sister. So we talk to
What?
everybody.
What?
Nice.
Mendoza? What?
That's right. So India, thank you again for joining us. Can't wait to see you out on the road. And much love and success, well wishes, all that jazz to you.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Be safe out on the road. Take care, guys.
All right. Bye.
See you guys.
Peace. Bruce, what a great,
That's right.
wonderful interview with her this evening.
Yeah, man.
We want to thank her for jumping in and hanging out with us this evening. For all you guys who are tuning in and watching from home, we've had a blast with India. Bruce,
Yeah.
thank you all for tuning in. You got anything you want to add to that?
We are now on TikTok. Check that out. Tony's been working overtime to get some content over there. So make sure you let him know how much you love that and all that. Thanks to you for all that and for doing this show. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you much. And we will see you guys next time around. I'm Tone,
I'm Bruce.
and we're hooked on Sonics. See you next week.
See ya.